around the county as harvest time. So there's collections, donations being made to food banks and so on. And the harvest has been one of the big ways.
This is the car park for the Dream, conveniently situated just across the road. Car safety left in the little Dream car park. Good morning and welcome back. And if it's your first time here, where have you been? Anyway, this morning's walk, or today's walk I should say, we're off into Sutton Manor, the old colliery site, and the reason we're here is to go and have a look at this. The Dream. Now, I'm always surprised how many people, local people, have never been to the Dream. It's built on the old Sutton Manor Colliery, about 230 acres of land, and it's just a lovely place. Get lots of people in here walking, cycling, lots of dog walkers. Anyway, I think if the walk would take less than an hour. What there is lots of different pathways around, so you don't have to stick to the same paths. You can just go off and have a mooch. So let's go and have a mooch. So, Bold Forest Park, the Dream. Like I said, built on the old Sutton Manor Colliery site. I think it's 230 acres. And when they built the Dream, 2009, the project was called Wasteland to Woodland. After the pit closed, they needed something to do with it. And rather than develop it, build houses on it, they decided it would become part of the Mersey Forest. So that's what they did. Okay, so these are the gates. These were the original gates to Sutton Manor Colliery. You can enter the Dream this way into the park, Oh, where I entered, just up the road, there's a little car park just up the road, and you can make your way just straight across the road from there. But let's have a walk in from here, see what the difference is. So Sutton Manor Colliery, part of the Lancashire Coalfield. I think there must have been about 8 pits in this area at one time, and practically everybody locally either worked in pilks or down pit. I think the first shaft was dug in 1906. Yeah, 1906, and it was 18 feet in diameter. So imagine how much spoil they would have got out of it, and imagine what kind of a job that would have been. Now when we get to this point, 2 ways left. That just takes you through like a little wooded area, or off to the right, this way here. Again, that track to the right will take you out. It'll take you back out onto the main road. But we're going to go left and we're going to head up to the Dream. So that's the guy, Joan Plensa, who designed the actual statue. I think it stands 66 feet high and it weighs about 230 tons. There's some interesting videos online. If you go online, it shows you them assembling it. And it's put on a massive plinth. And the plinth is designed on a miner's tally, keeping the pit theme going. And the Dream itself, well, you'll see when we get there, it's just a giant head. Lots of wildlife about as well. You'll see all kinds of birds here, kestrels, buzzards. I've photographed buzzards up here. There's lots of stuff here, foxes, you name it. It's all around here. Just tell you a little fact about the actual pit itself. At its height, I think it employed about 1,500 people, and they were taking out about 750 tons of coal a day, which is quite a bit of coal. I think the major production began in about 1912, after they actually dug 2 shafts, so they dug another shaft, started the following year. But actually 1,500 people worked here, but there were 60 people killed here in various accidents. Get to a little drag up here now. I love coming up here on my lecky bike, fly up here. Right, so I was saying about it's approximately 60 people killed over the years here, and there was one famous guy. He was an Irish immigrant, Patrick Joseph Fahey. He worked in the pit, and he rescued a few of his colleagues after one of the ceilings fell in, and all his fellow workers lauded in them for rescuing them, and they actually carved his name in the wall at the top of the pit, Patrick Joseph Fahey. And yeah, he went on to become the village bobby in Rainhill, which is where I live, just up here off the M62 junction 7. Yeah, he became the village bobby, and his wife became the local midwife. If we look over to our right now, that's what remains of the power station, Fiddler's Ferry. There was 8 towers up until about 18 months ago. They took 4 down, well, they blew them up, and the other 4 are due to come down. I think it's early next year. I think it's about March next year. So find yourself a nice speck and watch that. Again, if you look over to the right here, we can see the M62 motorway just in front of us. And then in the background over there, we can see the old Runcorn Bridge, the Jubilee Bridge, and off to the left, the New Mersey Gateway. It's a bit misty over there this morning, so it's hard to pick it out. And there's a buzzard right on cue. See if he comes over any closer, eh? Yeah, Sutton Manor Colliery. I think it employed about 1,500 people, and then it closed in, I think it was 1991. 24th of May 1991, that's when it closed. But it was one of the last pits to have a steam winder. And when they did finally close it, they had to cap the shafts off. Brought all the stone from a quarry in Carnforth, filled it all in, capped it off, then put the pipe in for the methane so there wouldn't be any explosions later on. Anyway, we've come up the hill, breathing heavy, and as we get round this corner now, the dream sculpture should come into view. I think it's pretty impressive, especially when you first see it. And it's been here 16 years now. So you get lots of people coming up here, they'll sit and have a picnic here. And there it is, the dream. What do you think? Pretty impressive, eh? Yeah, 66 foot high. And it was built in memory of all those who'd worked at Sutton Manor Colliery. It's actually a girl with her eyes closed. And it's supposed to be an emblem for what the future might bring. And it was actually featured in a television series not long ago. It's supposed to have been based in the northwest. And they used to go to the dream, and on the television programme there was a door in the back, and then they went down below it, kind of thing. Nothing like that exists here now, like. But they didn't call it the dream, they said, I'll meet you at the Big Head. Let's go up and have a look. Just been talking to a nice guy there. Worked here 40 years till he retired, and then he went to Silverdale Colliery for another 5 years. Robbie Goulden. I never thought to ask him, is he related to Bobby Goulden, the rugby player? Could have been his dad. Anyway, he knew my mate Bob Bow. He knew you, Bob. Right, let's have a little mooch around by the dream. So like I said, the plinth is designed on a miner's tally. Right. Now, and it does actually say dream. Sutton Manor dream. Yeah, so on that TV series I was telling you about, they used to get to here, the door on the back, and then they'd like supposedly open the door, and then they'd go down into like a big cellar and that, which doesn't exist. But while I was talking to Robbie then, there was 2 buzzards come flying over, hovering over. Pretty impressive, eh? And normally you can see from miles up here, but because of the mist now, there's not a lot of viewing. So you could spend a good couple of hours in here if you wanted to. having a mooch about. Lots of different paths off. Really popular in the summer. And there's actually a 5k up here now, a park run. I think it's, is it Sunday morning when they have park runs? I remember I come round on my bike one morning and I thought, bloody hell, there's lots of people running here today. And it turns out it was a park run. I seen the marshals and I thought, my God, this must be one of the toughest park runs in the country. Windy here today now. And the motorway's really busy. Lots of noise coming from there. Look at this. Why would you do that? Bloody wanton vandalism. Bloody crazy, isn't it? Hey mate, okay? So like I was saying, Sutton Manor Colliery was part of the Lancashire Coalfield, closed in 1991. And I was just talking to that guy there then, Robbie, and he said it should never have closed. He said there was another 30 years worth of coal here, which they could have taken out. I know nowadays, like, coal's not seen to as a good source of energy, but in them days, that was a lot of money. But for whatever reason, they stopped production. I think the Lancashire Coalfield, I think Parkside in Newtley Willows, that was the last of the pits to close. I think that closed in 1993. Robbie was saying then, he said, my dad said to me when I was 15, because his dad worked down the pit as well, he said, if I ever see you down that bloody pit, I'll knock your bloody head off. He said 12 months later I was down the pit. It had to be done again, I suppose. If you wanted a job, you wanted to work, earn some cash. It's one of the few places locally where you could earn good money and get a good pension out of it. Bit of a descent coming off now. Gets a bit sketchy on the bike because of the loose gravel. And we came over here a few weeks ago and we had the baby in the pram. Bloody hell. It was getting away from me. It got a bit spooky trying to walk down here with the pram. Rattling him. He was made up, like. I was having bloody kittens. Anyway, we got home safely. Gets close to the motorway here now. Great for your gravel bike round here or mountain biking. No real big climbs, but that's my kind of terrain. The ones without the big climb. Like I say, it's hard to see on camera just how steep this is. Safe to say, it's pretty steep. Okay, so when you get to this point here, you can walk round to the right, which I'll just show you now. And then you can follow the motorway back down, and there's a few routes off it which you can take if you wanted to. Yes, so you can follow the motorway all the way down there. And there's actually a couple of places where you can shoot off to the right and go back up through the woods. There's lots of tracks which are not the gravel paths, so you can take them on your bike. Just that it gets a bit noisy here. Now normally when we get to this point, we'll do a right here. We go off down here, and then I think it's about a mile and a half or so. You can follow the old railway line through to dig in, come on, dig in, nearly there. Who's winning? Yeah, you can follow the old railway line down to Widnes. We usually shoot off there and then go and have a cup of tea. That was funny then. They only started running when they seen the camera. Right, we're going to take this track back. So the old railway line I was telling you about is just off to my right here now, down in this dip. So now I don't know if this where we're on now was actually created. It was a road during the pit days or created after. But that was the old railway line. It run along down there, all the way through to Fiddler's Ferry, the power station. And they used to just load the wagons up here. I think it was just went backwards and forwards. So they call it shunting backwards and forwards. So the nature's taken over and down here now. Lots of bulrushes. I'm not sure if this is the area where you can see the kingfishers. There's a guy I know, Bill, who's a real keen birder, and he tells me, oh, nearly every time I go there I see a kingfisher. I've yet to see one. Anyway, so we'll follow this track. This takes us down to a little pond with lots of fish. Now all this over to our left, I don't know whether this is old slag heaps or something. I know that after the pit closed in 91, they had guys working here for a couple of years. I'm not sure how many years, I don't know if it was about 3 or 4. And their job was like cleaning the coal, you know, that was on the surface from the slag heaps and stuff. And then that coal got used. But they were here a good few years, I think. Nice job, innit? Washing coal. Pretty thankless job there. Okay, so we're about halfway along the track now, and you can see the noise from the motorway is getting quieter, and it gets to a point where you just can't hear, you don't realise it's there. There's lots of apple trees along here as well. We noticed a couple of months ago when we was walking, me and Cannon filming the rain, there's about 3 or 4 apple trees, nice big juicy red apples, but we never picked any. Morning.
Morning.
Okay, so we're nearly at the end of the path now. Get to the little pond, but just point out here, you get back up there to the Dream. It's quite a steep little drag. Very pleasant, nice in the summer, like most of them. Just hard work. Just got to keep going, haven't you? Dig in. Dig in and you'll get there. Okay, the pond. Now this pond usually has quite a few ducks on it. And yeah, one of them, more than over there, there's usually loads on here. But there is actually tons of fish in here. You know, if you just stand and look, me and Phil done it the other week. And it's just surprising how many fish there are in here. It's one of those things, you know, once you spot one, you keep seeing them. Doesn't look like anything would survive in there, does it? Ugh. Now if you wanted to add to the walk, you can do a right out there. That'll take you across the main road over to Clockface Country Park. And then you can go from Clockface Country Park over to Griffin Wood. And there's shoaler fish here now. They probably all shoot off now. Just trying to get by to see them with the light in the right place. Now they've already turned around when they see me. Don't worry, I'm no danger to you. I like my fish lightly battered. But you knew it, they've all gone. As soon as I put the camera away, they'll all come out. Maybe I should bring some fish food next time. Ah well, on we go. So we're skirting round the Dream now. If you look at all the tree line up here, the Dream's over the top of there. But there is lots of tracks in them woods you can get through, walking and on your bike. So you don't have to just stick to these gravel tracks. Go and explore, even out that way. Bit breezy today. I think that's what a lot of the noise is. It's not just the motorway. All these leaves will be coming down now. All getting blown off. It's in here where you see the foxes, yeah. It's one of them, you got to come in camouflage clothing. Bit like myself, you know, so you're not really noticeable. That's why I wear this jacket, so I'll blend in. But you'll see the foxes over here to my left. Just got to sit there for an hour, I suppose, and then they'll be out looking for food. I'll have a little mooch in here, because I'm not sure what this area is. Don't know whether it's been like a wagon yard, or perhaps it's where the offices and everything were. I should have asked Robbie, shouldn't I? Or perhaps John or Bob, they'll tell me. It's handy, this place here though, because there's a toilet in the corner. If I'm ever around here on my bike for over an hour or so, I know I can use this toilet here and have a wee. Just over there it is, in that corner. Can you see it? By the graffiti. Is it graffiti or is it urban art? The jury's out. Yeah, see the way that goes up on a slope. Don't know whether wagons pulled up along there and they were loaded. I'll have to ask someone. A few years you won't be able to see in here, because when I first started coming here, none of these little trees in the centre were here. It was just all open. But now it's been taken over by beech trees by the look of it. Oh well, we don't need the loo today. Let's carry on. So what do you think of the Dream? Cracking statue, isn't it? Get yourself over here. Bring the kids. It's lovely to have a picnic up there on the plinth in the summer. Well, you can even do it now, can't you, if you're wrapped up. Kids will be made up just out playing. Or on the bikes. The little bikes or the balance bikes, get them over here. Riding round here. Wear them out. And then they'll sleep tonight. Most people are pleasant here when you pass them, pass the time of day. I say hello to everybody, me, I get told off. I do it stood in the supermarket in the queue, and Karen will say to me, "Who's that you're talking to?" I say, "No idea, just saying hi and having a little chat." "So why are you talking to them if you don't know who they are?" "Can't help it. Maybe I'm just a nosy sod, eh? That's what it'll be." Right, there's a little bench round the corner here. Might have a sit down there and have a cup of tea. Let's have a brew. Well, that was it. It's wet. Got a wet bum. That was a nice, pleasant little walk. Let's have a cup of tea. Cheers. Oh, bloody hell, that's hot. Can half stay hot in this. Stainless steel, protect our planet. Refillable water bottle. Decor. Works well. Oh, yeah. After that, cool down. Quiet. Well, that was a lovely cup of tea. Had a nice gab to that chap there with his little border. The dogs are called Afghan. It's because the guy's ex-Royal Engineers got blew up in Afghanistan. So he got his little doggy and called it Afghan. Anyway, we're nearly done now. We're heading back out. So it's like I say, it's one of those walks. If you're like me and you'll talk to people, you could be here for hours just walking around, stop and chat to people, having a gab. If you just want to walk, get in here and do your walk. Come for a run. Come for a bike ride. As long as you come. Okay, so here we are, back at the start. Bull Forest Park. Walking around the old colliery sites and round the Dream. Hope you enjoyed it. Just a short one today. And if you did enjoy it, even if you didn't, if I could ask you to just like, comment, share, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. It really helped me out. And hopefully I shall see you on the next walk or the next motorhome trip. What will it be? Let's have a look. Fingers crossed, eh? It'll be a nice one.